try for 30 minutes. Okay, I think we're live now. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. Okay, what's up, everybody? This is my second YouTube Google Hangout, and my good friend Zack here. He came to me with this idea. Actually, he was like, "Hey, why don't we do like a bi-monthly horror cast?" So yeah, I took it and ran with it. So anyway, first episode. First thing I want to do is introduce my partners in crime on this. You're going to see us for every episode, hopefully. And yeah, so go ahead and introduce yourselves. We'll start with you, CP.
You guys should know me here by now. I mean,
okay, Zack.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody should know CP by now. I might be the one that y'all don't really know. I run the Zack vs. the Blue Mountains channel. I predominantly do movie reviews. I've done a lot of horror reviews, remakes. Oh God, all the remakes that I've done. I talk about, new releases and stuff like that. And I love horror. And I talk about horror with Lee all the time. And I had an idea of trying to do a stream and just wanted to talk about horror with everybody out there in the community. So.
Cool. All right, so for this episode, we're going to be talking about 2017 horror. Everybody knows 2016 was freaking awesome. For me, anyway. I loved 2000. I don't know how you guys felt about 2000. Quickly, how did you guys feel about 2016? Go ahead.
I don't know who you wanted to go first.
Okay, Zack.
Okay, 2016 horror for me. I enjoyed the movies that came out. I was a big fan of Lights Out. I thought that was a good segue into trying to bring that isolated horror back to the big screen, kind of like what we got with Alien. Conjuring 2. Conjuring 2 was great. Insidious. Did Insidious Chapter 3 come out in 2016 or was that 2015?
Dude, you have all these choices and you're grasping at straws, man. Shallows, Green Room. What the hell?
Yeah, Green Room.
The Witch.
Dude, 2016 was loaded, man. What do you mean? Green Room.
Loaded.
Yeah, I see that more of a thriller, but where's the line there between thriller and horror?
We welcome thrillers with open arms.
Yeah.
I did really like Green Room, though.
Yeah, 2016 mainstream and like on that low tip. There was great horror everywhere. There was you could have been a snotty hipster and had a great year for horror. You could have been a dweeb who just likes the popular stuff and you had a great year for horror. It was just a great year for horror. And that's the only selection of movies that you could say, you know what, 2016 was awesome, because otherwise, what an ugly year. Just ugly year otherwise.
Yeah, I completely disregarded everything else outside of horror in 2016. And because I'm a horror fanatic, it was my year. Like you said, there was something for everybody, which was nice. They had art house horror in The Witch. They had, found footage horror in Blair Witch, which I like, but a lot of people didn't like. That's a different story.
I haven't seen that yet.
I'm curious to see what you think, because I really enjoyed it. I thought the last 20 minutes were just insane.
Okay.
Let me go back a little bit there, because there were a couple of movies that I saw. I actually saw Train to Busan on YouTube.
Oh yeah, there's another one.
By accident, I had YouTube on and I fell asleep and I woke up to the movie playing. Someone had it like a bootleg on YouTube, and I just got enthralled in it. Amazing movie. And then Hush was another great one that I loved. Netflix original. That was great too. Horror? Netflix killing it with the horror game right now.
Killing it. Stranger Things.
Yeah,
just killing it. Okay, I guess we're gonna move on then. But we could. That's a whole nother episode. We could really just talk 2016 horror for an hour. I'm gonna go in. I'm sorry. Did you say something?
My fault. No, I
interrupted. My fault. This is the first episode. We're working out the kinks, people.
We'll work out the kinks.
Working out the kinks. All right. Okay, so now we're going to talk 2017 horror. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to name 3 horror movies that we are anticipating. Could we cross lines here and there? It could happen. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm going to start with Zach on this one. Zach, tell me the 3 movies that you're looking forward to the most in 2017. And by the way, near the end of this, we're going to get into the chat. And we're gonna start thinking about in the chat what movies you're looking forward to the most for 2017, and we will get to you guys after we go. All right. So Zach, go ahead.
Okay, so I have 3 here. Obviously, the first one I have is the Belko Experiment. It's being written by James Gunn, and James Gunn can do wonders with horror scripts. I love the Dawn of the Dead remake, directed by Zack Snyder. His fully directed horror film Slither was great. I think that is an awesome horror film. Really cool take on zombie-like creatures, and it's got a little bit of star power with Michael Rooker. And I just like the environment of all these like working class type people stuck in an office. And then you have to see what your true personality is when they were like, oh, you got to kill this person to survive. So I'm like, I'm down for that. I'm ready for that.
I think it's funny that you refer to Michael Rooker as star power because I think people know him as Merle. I don't know if they know him as Michael Rooker.
It might just be my movie
but I do
brain.
agree. No, I agree. I agree. I just think, mainstream, it's a little.
Well, he actually gave some great performances on The Walking Dead. Like his last episode on The Walking Dead was one of the most powerful performances on there for
No, he's got a pretty.
Oh yeah, he was great on
chock
Walking
full.
Dead.
I mean, not even just that. I mean, obviously you could say Guardians of the Galaxy, but even you go far back, and I remember him as the villain guy in Days of Thunder, where he was the dicky driver of the original car. So
you're bringing me back.
So he's done some. I mean, I'm yes, that's right. It was a Tony Scott film. So I'm forgetting a ton of other stuff, but he's been around quite a while. Oh, Henry. Incredible horror
Portrait of a Serial Killer. Yeah.
Yes. That's what I meant to open with. No, you're right. You're right. But people don't know him. I think is mainstream people don't really know him.
Mainstream people, Merle from The Walking Dead is in this.
Yes.
The biggest strong point is that it's being written by James Gunn, and the guy does wonders with horror. So that's why the Belko Experiment's on my list. Now, number 2 is Annabelle 2. Now, don't laugh at me yet, because like I was saying before we got started here, way back before we had The Conjuring 2, it was written that James Wan was only going to be writing The Conjuring 2. Annabelle, the spinoff of Conjuring, was released, and it did horribly. It was directed by the guy that did Mortal Kombat Annihilation, one of the worst movies of all time, in my opinion. Terrible movie. So then we get James Wan back as directing for The Conjuring. Now, we get the director of Lights Out for Annabelle 2, and I think predominantly a female cast, and that is pretty rare in horror, from my opinion.
And let me jump in there just to back Zach up, because I was being silly when I laughed. But look at Ouija, the first Ouija, which I haven't seen, but I heard it was really panned by critics. But the sequel to Ouija by Mike Flanagan, really good. So yeah, I mean, Annabelle 2 might be pretty good.
I'm excited. If you haven't seen the teaser trailer for it, it's really creepy. It really helps set the tone for what the movie might be like, a slow burn, and I'm pretty excited for that.
I might have to check that out.
I don't think anybody's ready for my last pick.
Not the bees!
You bitches! You bitches! Not the bees! All right. Yeah. Mom and Dad with Nicolas Cage.
Yes!
I'm super excited. I'm excited anytime Nicolas Cage is in a horror film. I'm excited for anything Nicolas Cage. I have probably the biggest Nicolas Cage collection out of anybody. Here are 53 Nicolas Cage movies on Blu-ray.
Oh,
What?
Yes. Yes. I have a lot
You
of
have 53 Nicolas Cage movies on Blu-ray.
Yes,
Holy
I do.
crap. Okay.
Mom and Dad actually has a really cool plot where something happens one day that all the parents in the world just go nuts and decide they just want to kill all their kids. And Nicolas Cage plays one of the main plays the two main protagonists, which would be the son and the daughter. He plays the father. And in a world with crazy parents that want to kill their kids, who doesn't cast Nicolas Cage? Nicolas Cage is perfect for this role, and I'm down.
I have to stop. Jason Hamilton just said Zack is the Durant cinema of Nicolas Cage.
I'll take it.
We have a winner.
That's awesome. I'm sorry. That's awesome.
I'm trying to take this as seriously as I can.
I love Nicolas Cage. You know what I mean? And he's made the worst movies ever, but you can't help but love the guy.
Have you seen his look in that new movie that he's got coming out with John Cusack?
No, because ever since
Arsenal.
2010, he's had a movie every other week. Like he's got all these.
I can't keep up with all the Nicolas Cage movies.
He's got all these gas station movies that, like, you walk in to pay for your gas. Like, oh look, Nicolas Cage's got a movie and it's $2. That's crazy.
I'm picking it up, man.
Yeah, of course you are.
Evidently, you have been.
I just picked up Dog Eat Dog, and it was him with Willem Dafoe. I haven't got the last movie. I think Brian did a review of it on his channel, the one where he plays the naval captain. I don't think that's released here in the United States yet, but I don't have that one yet.
Oh, I'll have to check as I'm here in Europe in the nether realm.
I need it. I need it for my collection.
What's up with having American movies?
I'm not quite on the level of Durant. I don't have 5 million copies of one Arnie movie or one.
But I don't think there's 53 Schwarzenegger movies. That's the difference here. If he wanted to get, yeah, you could feasibly get 200 Nicolas Cage movies. I think.
You could, but there's a lot that aren't on Blu-ray here in the United States. Wild at Heart is on Blu-ray in Europe. It's like $53 to get it shipped over here. Trust me.
I love
Sorry.
Criterion.
Criterion?
Yeah, no. I did not say Criterion. We're trying to talk about Cage.
The Rock's on Criterion, so technically there is a Nicolas Cage movie on Criterion.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that is true.
The DVD.
Yep.
That's a good flick. He's made a couple of good flicks.
He won an Oscar.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I mean, everybody's related to the Coppolas somehow, so that's all I'll say.
Leave it to Nicolas Cage to sidetrack a horror strain.
Yeah.
Well, that's your mistake for putting me in here.
Yep. Okay, CP, what you got?
See, well, I'll leave one technically off because I guess we'll close with that Phantom release.
Okay.
But I just reviewed a Friday the 13th last week, so maybe I'd want to see that. I'll just leave that out there. First, I'll put
excellent
keep
review,
watching.
by the way.
Thank you, sir.
It was great.
Thank you.
Great review.
It checks in the mail, both of you.
Yeah,
keep watching, which is it's a familiar premise: a family at home, intruders there, and the family has to play a game to survive the evening. Sounds a lot like Funny Games, but not quite as probably polished. Because I think it's like a March release, and I don't know. That doesn't scream confidence.
It could be okay in between.
Yeah. I mean, what am I talking about? Resident Evil is released in January.
Oh, don't remind me.
See, I have penciled. I have Suspiria remake like again, if they get around to it, I'll have interest. But the big one that is definitely coming, because I've seen footage, is titled Raw, which I know, Lee, you've probably got this.
Oh yeah.
Big cannibalism, suitable metaphor for veganism type movie. Looks really, really interesting. And like I said, the third one I'll leave for Lee.
Oh, you're going to leave me the third one? Okay.
Well, I kind of mentioned 3, but my big point is to jump on a certain day of the week.
Yeah.
A certain
okay.
number.
We'll save that for last then, if you want.
Sure.
Okay. Well, my big 3. Well, I'm not going to include Raw because CP said that, but just to say something.
Oh, I'm
Raw,
sorry.
Ian, who's in the chat right now, he posted the link to the trailer for that, the Red Band trailer on Killer Flicks, and wow, I was blown away by the trailer. Not because of shock value, but because the movie itself just looks really interesting. You know, I mean, because we've had cannibalistic films in the past. I mean, we even see it on TV with Game of Thrones, but to take that aspect of cannibalism and then throw it in a, dare I say, art house type film and make it interesting, I think Raw might be horror films of 2017. That's a bold statement, I know, but as far as getting people talking, because people are already talking, so that's what I got to say.
It could be
Raw.
Controversial. Yeah.
It's got the right amount of controversy, but it also looks like it's very well made. You know, it's not like Human Centipede where it's just controversy for controversy's sake. There's a lot that can be said about this movie.
From the 2 minutes we've seen, it looks like it could be a metaphor too, like a
fantastic trailer
metaphor.
too. By the way, that's one of the best trailers I've seen in a while, actually.
I just wanted to say something real quick on Raw. From watching the trailer, tonally, it reminds me of like when American Mary came out.
Yeah.
In American Mary is very divisive too, with body modification and those kind of things, and a very touchy subject to talk about. But then cannibalism is even worse. I can't even go any further on that.
Okay. My next movie, I'm gonna save my big one for I guess next to last. Is Get Out. Actually, that looks pretty interesting. It looks almost like a Stepford Wives, and you got this interracial relationship, and the girl takes her boyfriend over to the house, and it's just very strange looking. But the trailer really, it kind of caught me off guard, but it looks really interesting. It's one of those that could be really bad or it could be really good. Yeah, have you guys seen the trailer for that one yet?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
I actually really like the trailer for it, and I think it's really cool coming from a comedian like Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
I think he's wearing his influences on his sleeve.
I've heard of this. I know the premise. I have not seen any footage.
Trailer is pretty trippy.
Yeah, it's almost got like kind of Split vibes. If you've seen the trailer for Split, which I'm sure you have, not in plot and tone, but it's just in tone. It feels kind of similar to Split. So yeah, that's what I'm getting out of that. But I'm looking forward to it. And then the last one, I mean, I'm an Alien fanatic, so Alien Covenant. Scott's directing it again. It's supposedly the sequel to Prometheus. I know some people didn't like Prometheus. A lot of people didn't like Prometheus. I loved Prometheus.
I love that movie.
I love it, and I'm thinking Alien Covenant's gonna knock it out of the park. It looks really good. I'm hoping I'm right on that, but I'm sure a lot of you in the chat are looking forward to that one too. Alien Covenant just looks amazing to me. It just,
yeah, you know what? In the chat, they're talking about a bunch of stuff that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I noticed that. I wrote down a couple that I see in the chat already. But yeah, you want to go ahead and talk about Jason, the movie that won't happen this year?
So technically, we're supposed to get Friday the 13th in October, which I say bullshit, because we've been getting Friday the 13th since 2010. It was Jason in the Snow. It was the Mom's prequel. It was a rehash complete. It was
Dad's
a
involved
found.
now.
Yeah, Dad's involved. It was a found footage thing. Now it's just a, hey, we're just doing it. We have directors and writers. We're going. It'll be out by October 2017. And I'm sorry, we have nothing. No pictures, no trailers, no nothing. So I say bullshit. They have 10 months to get that movie out. No way. That Halloween had a similar fate.
Yep.
The last time I heard news on the Friday the 13th was actually during a Collider Nightmares. And they were talking about the possibility of Alexandra Aja directing it. And I mean, I love the Hills Have Eyes remake. So
yeah, oh yeah, I would welcome that. I would welcome a movie at the. I mean, some kind of news. Like CP said, I don't think it's happening. And my biggest thing is, if you look back at the '80s, they were churning out these movies every year. I mean, even Halloween, yeah, you didn't get them every year except for 5 after 4, but still there was a consistent, basis for sequels. Whereas now, I don't know why it's so hard to get a script writer, to get a production team, to get a director, and to put a movie out. They did it every year in the '80s. Why can't they do it now? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Take a chance. I think that's what it is. I think they're so afraid to take a chance on these movies because they're so afraid of failure. Whereas back in the '80s, they didn't seem to care as much, Am I right on that, CP?
Yeah, it was Saw before Saw. It was insert horror movie that gets made every October here. I mean, there's 12 Friday the 13th. You sent him to space, and that was after a long, long, long gap. I think the longest gap was in between Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell, and they said, "Hey, space," because
why not?
Yeah, we haven't done that.
Yeah, why not?
So and that was just a space filler anyway before they could make Freddy vs. Jason.
Right, and you're right, exactly. Yeah, because we got Jason X in 02 or 01. It was somewhere early 2000s, and then Freddy vs. Jason was 03 or even 02. Yeah.
Somehow I saw both those movies in theaters, and I was way too young. I think I was like 12 or 13. And I had the best parents in the world because my mom took me to see both of them. And to go see an R-rated film, you had to be, if you were under 16, you had to be with the guardian. So my mom was like, "Oh, you love these movies? Let's go." I remember actually a scene in Freddy vs. Jason. I had to leave the theater, and that was the one where Zack Ward was being taken over by Freddy.
Oh, no.
Yep, had to leave the theater, had to go back in after that scene was over. I was too young for it. But I love the movie now, and especially that scene.
Just a sidetrack. What do you guys think about Zack Ward being Freddy Krueger? That's not like a rumor or anything. It's just he looks like he could be Freddy Krueger.
Oh. Yeah.
I would be down with that, actually. I mean, if somebody's got to take the mantle, why not Zack Ward, right?
It's a shame.
He could be a good Freddy.
Shame that 2010 remake just it had well intentions. I
mean, I think Michael Bay and Brad Fuller, they have good intentions in mind with the Platinum Dunes remakes.
I'm sorry, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre too.
And they're like the hardcore fans are what's. I'm not saying anything about derogative towards the hardcore fans, but what's ruining the remakes is. Hey, don't go see this. It's not like the original. You still have the originals. You still have them. They're still here. The movies are still here. You can still watch them.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked all of the Platinum Dunes remakes so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I like the Hitcher remake.
Okay.
For Sean Bean, because I think Sean Bean is an awesome actor. And I think he was pretty good in that. Direction wise,
that '03 Texas Chainsaw remake, that was a big deal. All right, here it is. I like it better than the original.
Oh yeah, there we go. Comes out swing.
I'm sorry. First of all, you just can't beat Jessica Biel in whatever the hell she's wearing throughout that movie. Secondly, it's just paced better. I roll better through a quickly paced movie.
Yeah.
And there's things. It's like you said, Zach. The Hitcher's okay. I prefer the original, but I probably just made somebody collapse with my Texas Chainsaw comment. There's things
pass out on keyboards.
Yeah, just. There's like a lot of people in the Friday the 13th community hate the remake. I think everything you see before the word Friday the 13th, I think is incredible.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I will definitely give you
I
that.
love the opening.
Yes, and it's like 20 minutes.
One of the best openings out of all the remakes, but it's everything after the title card that I have a problem with.
I agree.
I mean, a lot of that, Marcus Nispel, and he also directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. He directed both of them, and those are probably the best out of the Platinum Dunes remakes.
Let me ask you guys something.
Yeah.
When was the last time you noticed a great score in a horror movie?
It Follows.
Ooh.
A great score.
Okay.
Right out the gate.
Before that?
It's not technically a horror movie, but The Guest has an awesome score too.
Yes, it does. I got
Good
one.
stuff. Go.
The Descent. The Descent has a
05. All right, so we go back 11, 12 years.
Saw also has a great score.
Yes, that's 13 years. Like that's kind of a point, and I meant to bring it up in my Friday review. They don't use music anymore to help their movies, and I feel like movies in horror especially music in horrors especially is a tool. You use it to help assist. You drop the music down when you want to bring in a scare. You don't just do a random jump scare with no noise. You let the music guide the audience's, suspense. It's so frustrating that what was so common. I mean, you think of these huge movies, Psycho, Jaws, Halloween, Friday the 13th. They have like theme songs. Yes. So it's like, the killer's coming. I know because it's his fucking his fucking song's coming.
You know what started that? I think Scream. I think Scream had a good score, but then every movie after that wanted to copy that generic, plug it in, H2O, Halloween H2O. Let's take the Scream score verbatim and put it in there, and I hated that.
Yeah, very, very nonchalant, unmemorable, just. That was the one thing I couldn't stand about the Friday remake. I was like, where's the noise? What? There's nothing. Of course, they had the that was.
We could do a whole episode on horror scores.
Okay.
A good idea for a future episode. Okay, now I'm going to go into the. Go ahead, Zach. Go ahead, Zach.
I was just going to say, the lack of the score, I actually think worked in Friday the 13th remake's benefit because the shower kill, where Jason appears and there's no jump scare behind that woman. He picks her up, suffocates. That was horrifying.
Good round of kills.
That was one of the good moments.
Well, yeah, right. The kill before that too, where he's stabbing through the floor, right? Isn't that right before that? And they jump in the bathtub.
No, that's one of the first kills in the movie.
Is it?
That's much later. That's near the end of the film.
All right. Well, yep. Okay.
Just to say something real quick on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because that's a good segue into the new Leatherface movie that's supposed to come out. But I just finished doing my last review on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I haven't seen a lot of these movies. And I'll say, out of all the big franchises, I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre might be one of the as far as enjoyability and quality wise, might be one of the best. I think, and Next Generations. horrible, like completely horrible. But as far as movies that I think I like most of the Texas movies. And now let's get into
that makes one of us.
I couldn't get into 3D. I couldn't.
Oh, I love 3D.
I'm sorry, Lee. I
know a lot of people hate 3D, but I love Texas Chainsaw 3D. It's just stupid fun, but I love it. I don't hate any of the characters in it, I guess. But yeah.
Trey Songz is in the movie playing pool to a Trey Songz song.
Really? I don't remember that part. I remember Alexandra Daddario.
Yes, I remember her too.
I remember that.
The daughter from Lost, right? She's the
yeah. Okay, the Leatherface, teenager. This is a teenage Leatherface. This is another prequel, and I guess Horror Addicts actually said in the chat that it's already in the can. It's already done. So it's just
so is Amityville Awakening. That thing's been on the
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I mean, two movies that they're just like, no, not yet. We're not gonna put it out. No, not yet. Let's
April 1st, 2016. No, we're just
How many years has it been?
It's done. There's nothing to do with it. Just put it out on DVD or something.
Oh, good lord. I mean, how many years have they been talking about the film? Like 3 years they've been talking about it now.
Bella Thorne will be 30 when this movie comes out.
I don't. Outside of the premise of a teenage Leatherface, I don't really know anything else about the new Leatherface movie. I'm looking forward to it just because I just finished up the whole series. I'll definitely watch it. It'll come out in January next year, probably. What do you guys think?
It's got the brand recognized. Well, you know what? You could say the same thing for Amityville. Like,
yeah, it's a January movie.
Yeah, because it's a brand, it has to see the light of day. There's supposed to be another Chucky movie this year too, but apparently
that's another one I was going to talk about. Go ahead.
Apparently that kind of fizzled. Like, there's all these major properties that they're like, oh, we got something and we don't have an idea. So
a new Hellraiser.
Yeah. There's just everything that has sequels has got a 2017 release date.
Jeepers Creepers 3.
Is it still titled Cathedral?
Oh.
Because that has been a development for like 7 years. Like, that's ridiculous.
Oh, I know, yeah. Well, I haven't seen Jeepers Creepers 2, but I love the first one. So I need to catch up and watch that one first before I see this one. What do you guys think of the second Jeepers Creepers?
Well, I think that the first one is a better movie, but the second one has a more cult following to it.
Tom Cruise just listed all the release dates for Amityville Awakening. January. this, and I guarantee it's true. January 2012, January 2014, January 2015, April 15th, 2016, Jesus. April 1st, 2016. They pushed it up 2 weeks for some bizarre reason. January 6th, 2017, now expected to be released around June 30th, 2017, almost 3 years after filming.
Isn't this supposed to have Jennifer Jason Leigh in it?
What's that?
I don't know.
Like, she does The Hateful Eight, and then she does that movie?
What?
Well, Bella Thorne...
That happens sometimes, though.
Bella Thorne is like the teenager girl of the movie, and she's kind of popular. She's a cute girl. I know that much. I don't know. Listen, I'm so far from 17. But there's something about her that I know she's all over in social media. I just sound so old every time I talk.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Bella Thorne.
She's a delightful young girl.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sure her parents are very proud.
Yep. She passes all her math tests. I'm going to mention one more. Ian actually mentioned the one that he's already saw called Personal Shopper. And I believe that has
Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah, that one looks interesting actually.
That had award buzz for a teeny bit.
Yeah. What happened to it?
That has a
It's just
a March release date, I think.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
think that could be one of those ones that like is an A24, 200 screens will see it, and
Yeah.
then it's on Blu-ray, and you have to find it if you can.
A24?
I don't know. I was just because
Okay, I was gonna say.
I heard if Ian saw it, it's snooty. With all due respect, Ian, you watch some incredible movies. It probably, I mean, it has the prototype of an A24 movie.
Yeah.
That had some sort of buzz. Doesn't have anybody scooping it up, and
Yeah.
A24 says, "Oh yeah, all right, well."
I thought It Follows was an A24 movie for the longest time because it feels like an A24 movie.
Sure.
Yeah, it does. But
Yeah.
I guess that's about it, guys. We covered just about everything for this episode. Like I said, I wanted to keep it short and sweet. I don't want to linger on too long. But I definitely had a blast with this. I mean, it was jam packed. I definitely want to do it again. We're planning. If this time is good for you guys, then we'll do it every other Tuesday at 3 p.m. and we'll do more horror talk. I let you guys sign out. I want all the people watching, please check out Zack versus the Blu-ray Mountain and Will I Like It Reviews. I'll put links to their channels below, of course. Go ahead and say goodbye, guys.
Oh,
Go ahead, Zach. You were going first all along. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
Oh, I was gonna say, what is that? Oh, speaking of Durant, he just uploaded a video. Wow, it's like ads for Blu-rays every time I look down at my phone.
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, Durant's gonna have a video up. I guarantee it.
Like I haven't. I can't tell you the last time I went and bought a new movie on Blu-ray Tuesday.
Suicide Squad. That was my last one, I think.
Star Wars, I think, was the last time I bought a movie on Tuesday. Wow. I bought Suicide Squad, but not on Tuesday.
Jason Hamilton says Taco Tuesday. I love tacos on Tuesday.
That's a pastime for me.
Yep.
Oh, do you want us to do social media, Lee, or do you want us to just say goodbye? And
Do your social media, buddy. Go ahead.
You can find me Zack vs. the Blu-ray Mountain on YouTube. It's a long title, but that's what I decided 3 years ago. You can find me on same thing on Facebook, same thing on Instagram. Ball_Zack on Twitter because it won't let me change my handle. And that's about it for me. Oh, Letterboxd.
Oh yeah, cool. There's too many social media links now.
You can also find me on Dig, MySpace, AOL Instant Messenger, Friendzoo.
What's your Vine? Oh.
Vine, Tinder, Plenty of Fish.
You can find CP in Denmark.
Yes, all the way from almost 10 p.m. It's dark where I am. If I turn the light off, you'll see. Will I Like It Reviews? You've had to have seen me on. What strikes me is there's 24 people watching right now, and I can't get 24 views lately. So Will I Like It Reviews? All of you, just go over there and watch something. Just watch something.
Somebody comment on a video, please.
Yeah, holy shit, man! People used to comment to hate, and now it's just nothing. So,
I'm gonna interject. I want everybody that's watching this right now, go watch his Friday the 13th Part 4 review. You will thank me. I promise you'll thank me. It's so good.
It is.
It's a really good review.
Guys, your checks.
He just posted it. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. For Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So yeah, my social media. I don't think it. My Twitter, I think, is WILI, as in Will I Like It, and then the word reviews. My Instagram, I think, is CP of Willie Reviews. It's either one or the other, Willie Reviews or CP of Willie Reviews, or it's Theo acting as me somewhere. So have fun both ways. And that's it for me.
All right, guys. You know, we got 26 people watching now. I think at one point we had like 30, and I did not expect that. So I want to thank everybody for watching. This was really fun. Obviously, we're going to do this again because I had a blast. And I thank everybody in the comments for, you know, giving your opinions. A lot of good movies, potentially good movies coming out in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I just wanted to say, for everybody watching, if I sound like an idiot, I've been sick for the past 3 days. So my brain is fried right now.
You did just fine. All right, guys, we're signing out. Everybody have a good one. Bye-bye. And looking for the sign-off thing. This is awkward. This is so awkward. Here we go.